Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Today I am joined with the wonderful Yagsterr as well as Kano the creator to go all in on our crazy theories after watching Murder Drones episode 7. We got in a call and we're just gonna see where the wind takes us. We have no idea what the hell's gonna happen, but how are you guys?
I'm doing wonderful on this fine Saturday night.
Yes, it was very hard to film due to everyone's schedules. What about you, Kano?
I'm alive.
Yeah, I feel
not dead yet.
He is alive.
That's a win.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
Yes.
Yeah, time zones definitely didn't line up for this one.
I'm
from the UK.
Not even remotely. Yeah.
Yeah. We've wanted to film this video for like a week, but we all wanted to make sure we could do it together. So, I think it'll be worth it. Yeah.
And they gave us more time to think about our theories.
Oh yeah,
time to refine and everything. Yeah,
I've rewatched the episode like 5 times just to kind of get a grasp at what is happening. Cause like I can't think of any other show where I feel the need to do that.
Yeah, this show really piggybacks off rewatches. Like hard.
Yeah.
I really probably should have looked at the other episodes before this, but I forgot. So I'm just gonna have to rely on my memory.
I think we'll all be fine. But
we just rewatched episode 7.
Yeah. I think that's good enough for right now.
Yeah, it's 1 out of the 7. That's like some credit.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. Yeah.
So first, before we start talking about theories, what were your overall thoughts with episode 7?
Kano, you can go.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite, right? There were some moments that feel a little forced, but I would definitely say it's high up there. In the 7, it's probably like 3rd, 2nd place.
What would you say your number 1 is?
Number 1, honestly, either episode 2 or episode 3.
Oh yeah,
based. That's pretty based.
That's very based. What about you, Yagsterr?
My favorite's episode 3. Episode 7 is still easy top 3 in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I
don't know where
it has
I'd
so
place
much
it.
going for it.
Yeah.
It's just so damn good, man.
It's very good. Obviously not perfect, but no, nothing.
Not in any regard, no.
Yeah.
But it's definitely up there.
It's definitely in my top 3. I can't really say for certain right now, just because episode 3 is still a certified banger. So
it's peak. It is absolutely peak.
Yeah. I was streaming the other day, and someone in my chat said that Knife Dance is overrated.
Okay, buddy. That's
yeah.
It, man.
I want names. I want addresses.
I know where you live.
Yeah, I was like, I respect your opinion, but sometimes
it is
that
objectively false.
I don't.
Yeah, sometimes your opinion may be wrong, but
credit where credit's due. At least you have free thought for what it's worth.
Yeah,
it's not good free thought, but it's something.
Yeah, for sure.
They call it free thought because that's what it's worth.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so now it's time for the theories. Like this episode gave us a lot of theories. Whether or not we're gonna get a season 2, we'll probably bring that up at some point later. But
yeah, that is.
I've been dying to hear what Yagsterr comes up with.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But before we get into that, let's talk about some of your more basic theories, and we'll probably get progressively more crazy as this video goes on.
All right.
Who wants to go first?
So what I was gonna say. I can lead us off.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, based off the flashback we see in episode 7, where the Absolute Solver touches N, what is the point of the Spire necessarily for everything?
I never really gave it too much thought.
Okay.
I feel like there's definitely something more going on with it.
The only thing I can think of is that it acts as an oil reserve. If they don't completely drain all of the bodies, then that's a huge pile of oil that can be used when it's needed.
Yeah.
Which might be required in order to consume the planet, because the magic that the absolute silver doesn't come with no cost. It costs oil.
Okay.
Because it causes heat. It causes the system to
Overheat?
go into overdrive.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. We up until now we really haven't seen any consequences of lack of oil consumption for the disassembly drones, which I'm a little surprised by.
I happen to know why. In what was it? October and November of last year during GlitchX, a question came up asking what happened to the oil plotline with the disassembly drones and them being vampires. Liam Vickers straight up said that they just dropped that plotline for time's sake.
Oh shit. I guess I missed that. I mean, GlitchX was like a while ago, so okay.
It was
yeah.
4 months ago to be exact.
Yeah, my brain can only handle so much. So, yeah, I'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it for GlitchX.
Yeah.
I was working.
Yeah, I was busy that night, so I probably just didn't see that specific part of the stream because I had stuff going on, so I kind of only caught bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Me being the no-left I am, though, I did skim through it and look through all the actual good questions.
Oh, that definitely helps.
It is pretty helpful.
It is very,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, you know what? To help with the people who don't like inconsistencies like that, here's a solution to that. Uzi raided Doll's apartment, which has stockpiles upon stockpiles of oil, and put them all into cartons. We saw her drinking from one in episode 4, and she just shares those with the guys. There we go. Problem solved.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know I briefly mentioned this when we were rewatching it, and I'm pretty sure it's probably very obvious at this point, but the cross that the solver destroyed is not the real one.
It looks completely different.
Yeah, it looks completely different. We clearly see that Nori threw the cross into the hole, which conveniently is the same hole that Uzi fell in at the end of the episode, which is also where Uzi kicked Nori into. So we're gonna have one big family reunion, and they're gonna find the actual cross, which will exorcise the solver. That's my theory.
But also happens to be a hole that's directly under another hole where the B plot is, where Khan is, more specifically.
Yep.
I'd like to just say, the last portion of episode 7, when Jay arrives in the spaceship, it's pretty convenient that the keys just fall straight down to the cathedral instead of going through the labs, you know?
Plot convenience, man.
Literally,
through
like
the
10
ceiling.
seconds flat. She just drops straight down.
I mean, unless before, Tessa, Sin, whatever, got killed, maybe, because we see Jay saying, ride's good to go, boss, referring to Tessa. So unless maybe Tessa specifically told her to, like, meet right there, I don't know.
Well, that is the same place where they had to go down into the labs.
That's true.
It's the exact same location where they did the chase with Doll last episode. So that is where Jay left and just came back to where she
That
left
is true. That is true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I get that.
And then, you know what? Actually, I've been ripping on the fact that there happens to be a hole that leads straight there. But if you'll notice, when Sin went into the hole, there was then a big fuck you laser that went into the sky that probably just destroyed everything in its path.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't disagree with any of that.
Oh yeah, same.
Okay, off topic, but it relates to what I said earlier. I just skimmed through the GlitchX stream. It's 26 minutes and 38 seconds. Liam Vickers outright says they dropped the oil plotline with the disassembly drones.
Just Ink asks, how long can the murder drones last without oil? Ooh, good question.
Oh, that plot thread we definitely didn't drop.
Oh, damn.
Basically retconned after episode 4.
Which,
At least he's honest about it.
I'm glad he's honest about it, but man, I don't like it when some shows do that.
A huge part of the pilot was that these drones needed to kill to survive. And
like,
it just...
I get
Not relevant.
time constraints, but man, like, you're telling me 4 episodes in, you finally, like, halfway through the season, you decide, you know what? This plot line is going nowhere. Even though they made a very clear point in episode 3 with Uzi and Doll's apartment. Yeah, I don't know.
Literally, the reason Uzi became so Uzi, overheating and all that, just
Yeah.
dropped right after that.
Yeah. Which,
I-
you know.
I think the best part is when you go to that time, right? They after he says they drop the plot line, they just all laugh. It's
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, but again, like, at least they're honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, unpredictable things can happen during the production of any show, so it just so happened to be one of the bigger plot lines.
Like the secondary plot line.
Yeah,
you know, the first
exactly.
4 episodes. You know, yeah.
The thing is, dropping that plot line doesn't really work because one of the biggest, the only downside to having the solver is that it overheats your system and you need to have coolant from an outside source. The system's run on oil, so it has to be oil in order to cool down your system so that you don't melt using this god program. But the disassembly drones have that same program in them, and it's how they heal. And it also makes them immune to solvers. So dropping it for one party and not the other doesn't work, because then it's an inconsistency with how the whole thing works together. But at the same time, you can't drop it for the solvers because it's literally the only weakness they have.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's factual.
that's
man.
very true.
Yeah.
So I like to believe that the disassembly drones just need less because it's a nerfed version and they just survive off Uzi's supply. Or they survive off what they have in the Spire.
It does work with what this show presents us. Yeah. I get
Yeah.
that.
Also, real quick, can we talk about the fact that Cabin Fever Labs is in a church of all things?
Yeah, the show became pretty religious this episode.
Yes. Which, you know, I get it with, like, the whole theme of, like, the angel of death, that kind of thing,
That
stuff.
is literally the name of the merch.
Yeah. Which I so conveniently have right above me.
Oh, that
I
Like,
is
on the
feel-
shelf.
convenient.
I feel like it's more of a comedy thing than it is anything else.
Yeah.
Just making fun of the whole idea of demons and
Yeah,
angels and turning it into this.
I will say, in the scene where Uzi is exploring and we see, like, the thumb up emoji with, like, overtime is
after-
optional, there is a thing, like a page that does mention that they have no idea why it's a church.
What I was gonna say though is it feels very on the nose to have the cure be a literal cross.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
That is Liam Vickers' style.
That
Oh, yeah.
is Liam Vickers style.
Yeah. He
In
loves
terms of
his
theories,
What's up?
sorry, no, continue.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like, Liam, of all people, really loves his religious undertones.
Yeah, if all of his previous works,
Yeah.
Riverside, Indonesian Cube, all that. Yeah, tons of it.
All right, go ahead, Kano.
I was gonna say, in terms of theories, I can't really present anything other than my one big theory, because that's what all of my time has been. poured
Oh
into.
yeah.
Yeah, come on, get it over.
But basically, if you look at the very end of the episode, and that's what I'm basing most of this on, because the rest of it's pretty solid. It's pretty obvious how it's gonna play out. The only question I had was with the very end and what happens. If you look, that is Copper 9 with a big hole in the side of it.
I thought
Because
that.
you can see the planets in the sky in the background of the planet.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back because I thought that was just like actual Earth. Because in episode 6 we see that exact thing happen to Earth. So,
But if you look closer, that's not an exploded planet. That's chunks out of a bigger planet behind it.
Okay. Yeah.
like, I know we saw the explosion at the end of the episode, but do you think that another core collapse already happened by time Uzi like ended up there?
I think what happens is somehow, and I couldn't tell you how, but somehow what happens is Uzi goes down, she's gone, out of the story or unconscious or something, and the rest of the cast, they finish their fight with the B-side, whatever happens with that. Probably, if I had to guess, Jay, who thinks that Tessa is still Tessa, finds out that Tessa is no longer Tessa and teams up with them, making the whole fight redundant, knowing Liam Vickers.
Yeah.
And first thing he's gonna do is get up and fucking dive into the hole unless someone else shows up. And then another core collapse happens, there's an explosion, and something happens that protects Uzi and sends her into space. If I had to guess, probably N puts her in the ship with the keys.
Yeah, I can see that definitely happening. I think what's really thrown me off is the planet with the ring off to the side.
Yeah, Saturn, which we always see like above Copper 9.
Yep.
So that does lead me more into like, oh yeah, this is Copper 9, but that makes me question like a season 2.
Oh god, yeah, that is a very hot topic in and of itself.
Yeah. Should we talk about that? I feel like we should.
There's a lot of stuff you can't talk about. Honestly, why not?
Yeah.
What IMS I was reading.
Oh, season 2. Is it gonna happen or not?
No.
You don't think?
Okay. That was a very, very quick no.
Yeah. So
just because Liam already said there isn't going to be a season 2.
When did he say this?
when did he say that?
I didn't see it myself, but I definitely distinctly recall someone saying that Liam said there would be one season.
You're
it would be
basing
8
this
episodes.
off what some random guy said, or?
I could have sworn it was either you or someone in your server.
I don't think I said that.
No, so the thing that's very confusing is the fact that ever since Murder Drones was first being like teased for a full season, like we got that season 1 teaser, which they referred to it back then as season 1.
Deliberately called season 1.
Yeah, and even up until like late last year, early this year, they were still referring to it as season 1. But now in the description of episode 7, they're referring to it as like the next and final episode. So
yeah, even in the new merch promo, it's called "Get ready for our new and final episode of Murder Drones." It's very
unless they're trying to mislead us, I don't know.
This is glitch. They very much
they could. They know exactly what they're doing. Like, I don't know how a season 2 can work after the last episode.
I have a bit of a concept I've been thinking of. It's just like focusing more on JC Jensen as a company.
You think?
Maybe focus on the drones inside JC Jensen, like maybe some workers inside there. Focus on a different exoplanet. Like, there's still a lot this universe can explore.
But do you think Uzi and V, if she's still alive, do you think the OG cast would still remain a relevant plot point?
I would say that you can have a few cameos or maybe have like one huge return or something, but I think most of them are going to be done after this. Just
Yeah, I guess we'll find out, because usually when Glitch ends a series, they do put in bold letters like this is the finale in the title. If we don't get that, I'm gonna remain optimistic about season 2.
I've been with them since 2018.
Same here.
They will very much plug in your face if it's gonna end.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I just haven't seen that with Murder Drones. Like,
I've been yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like the end of a season. It doesn't feel like they're promoting it as if like, oh, this is the end, which then again, it could just be because like this is only one season. Like, it's going to only be a one season thing. So I don't know. I'm very conflicted.
Yeah. Very much so. Ooh, Kano, just saw that, man.
Oh yeah, it looks very, very.
It's identical.
Like, it's I was like, okay, there's no way, but no, that's it.
Yeah, that.
You
that's-
had me questioning myself. I had to go and double check. But
had
the
to
thing
get
that really
receipts.
gave it away was the asteroid belt around the planet. Earth doesn't have an asteroid belt.
Yeah, it does not whatsoever.
So that's how I think it's gonna go. We have Uzi in space with a big hole in the planet. She get this is from after episode 8, or at least near the end of it. And
Yeah.
episode 8 is just going to be resolving the B side plot and the
Jay and
Speak-
Khan and all that.
Yeah, speaking of the B plot, what do you think is gonna happen with like Khan and Lizzie and that? Like,
Okay.
like, do you think they're actually like? I know we briefly talked about like them eventually teaming up after she finds out like Tessa's not really Tessa, but like, how far do you think they're gonna take it? Are we finally going to get more the actual screen time we've been wanting for Jay, or are we not gonna get shit?
Okay, there's a lot of
Oh.
ways they can play this out.
all I'm gonna say
Yeah.
is episode 5's ending into episode 6.
Yeah, with just like the fake
Everyone
out
was
fight.
expecting a huge fight scene,
Yep,
Yeah.
right on the nose.
and
the
there
fake
was
out
not.
fight. Yeah.
And this time, everyone is expecting a huge fight scene.
It's not. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Probably gonna play it the same way.
I feel like there is going to be a fight, but it's not going to be very long, and something is going to come up that makes the entire thing redundant. What I
Yeah.
want to know, and what I would like your thoughts on, is what happened to V?
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't see her die.
The episode itself is very. It very much avoids that topic. She's brought up like 2 times, and that's it.
Yeah.
Inferno, you wanna,
I have a lot to say.
we have a lot to hear then. Let's
Yeah,
go.
okay. So, in episode 6, this is just one theory. In episode 6, when Alice was about to cut up V, Uzi clearly says, "Don't cut that thing up, or you're gonna get a big creepy worm," referencing what happened after Uzi killed Jay, turning
Yep.
into Eldritch Jay. I've been saying this for a while, but what are the chances we get an Eldritch V?
That has been a very hot topic also. I would say there's a likely chance. It ends alone right now at the end of episode 7. There's a chance he'll somehow stumble across V and probably have another mental breakdown, but
Yeah.
I think that would be a good storyline for him.
I think so too. What are your
I
thoughts
feel-
on that? Oh yeah, go
I
ahead.
feel like the most likely thing that's going to happen is, while Eldritch V would be very cool, knowing Liam, and basing this off of how Liam likes to write his stories, I imagine V will find a way out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think she's gonna somehow live? Just get
She'll
get
take
back to
some
Cyprus.
damage, but she still has weapons. She can still fight, and she is the best fighter in the group, as we have seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know, I
And
thought
she
about that
could,
too.
You know, just fly upwards and close her eyes, and suddenly the Sentinels can't do shit.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, get out your blade wings and tuck your eyes. I don't know. It's a lot of ways you can get out.
What are the
Not just that, but she cut the elevator, right?
Yeah.
With the
There's
laser.
now a big hole where the elevator went down.
Oh yeah, just crawl up there.
It surely would not be hard to just hop down the hole.
Yeah. She'll where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
but-
Eldritch V would be cool. I would love it if that would happen, but also consider the fact that that would be another,
Another boss.
yet another
Yeah.
version of Sin.
yeah.
Oh,
That is true. What are the odds, like, that she just turns into, like, she's just a core like Nori?
She becomes a heart.
Yeah. Like, who's to say her core actually gets destroyed?
So you're saying
Actually-
she fully dies?
Yeah,
Uh,
basically, in that she's nothing but a core.
So
I don't think it's likely. We already have one, and that's like Nori's
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
And that's the thing that makes her unique. It's her trait.
That's
right
true,
now
yeah.
is the fact that she is the core.
Unless her, Nori and V just become the best of friends.
I don't know
Just-
if they'd even remotely get along.
Yeah, probably not.
Just remember that that is what happened to Jay. She became a core. It was her core that revived her and went
Her
all
heart in episode
schizo. That wasn't Jay.
Oh yeah, it was an extension of Sin. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know I literally just said that that would be Sin, but come to think of it, Sin's not in charge of V anymore, is she?
No, this pivots perfectly into my theory. Is the end of episode 5, we see that N and V's administrator is now Dark X Wolf 17. In the new episode, it even pops up for a sec.
Yep.
When N exits the flashback. So my theory I've been cooking is that this ties back to what we said about Jay in the B plot. Finn is gonna hack Jay because she's still Jay's administrator, and then there's gonna be a fight scene. That's what I've been pondering for a long time.
Yeah, that seems likely, honestly. Like,
And
they would
is
not
gonna hack Jay?
No, Sin, because
Oh,
Sin is
right.
still Jay's administrator, because at the end of episode 5, it's shown that Uzi's the new administrator of N and V, as seen in the screenshot I sent.
yeah.
Mm.
Because I don't feel like they would keep this deliberate detail for, 2 episodes past they introduced it, just for the sake of not doing anything with it.
I
Yeah.
want to see more of Sintessa.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
but
going
Don't
to.
let that be the one thing.
No,
Bring that back up from the pit of hell.
we'll see Sintessa again. I
Somehow, some way,
think.
yeah.
I think. Like, I don't think they'd make it that big of a reveal if they were going to use her once and never again.
Yeah, that's quite a waste.
Yeah, it just seems like an awful lot of work for nothing. So I think we'll see her again. As for how? Question mark? I don't know. How would you guys think that, her story's gonna go?
Something has to happen in that hole. We know that
Uzi,
Nori went down
Nori
there.
and herself are all 3 down there, so that they're gonna do something with that.
It
Yeah.
could be a case of Nori versus that.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that
Because
happening.
I don't know if Uzi survived the fall, obviously, but I don't know if she remained conscious. And it could
Yeah.
be a case of protect the flag, or, protect the Uzi that Nori has to play. And maybe N just fucking hops down the hole himself, knowing him, he probably would.
Knowing the plot, he's probably gonna get dragged along for his own storyline, because he just kicked outside the church,
Yeah.
I don't feel like they would make him just go straight back down. There's gonna be something that forces him otherwise.
Maybe because to be fair, most characters would see falling into the hole as
Death?
guaranteed death.
Yeah.
So while we know that's not the case because of the end of the episode, maybe N just thinks Uzi's dead and goes, well, she gave me the keys, I have to honor her sacrifice, and he just fights to get to the ship.
Yeah.
And then runs
Yeah,
into the B plot because that's where they are by the ship.
Yeah.
Runs
Yeah,
into V
I
on the
can
way
see that.
out, and
This
they all
is-
run outside.
This is making too much sense, though.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something that they would do. Like, that seems like something Liam would do.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, I'd say that we probably start off with N's scene, right?
Yeah.
Process what happens, start running back to try and find his way out. Cut to the fight scene, have them fight for a little bit. Cut back to N running into V with some combat encounter with the Sentinels or something. And then we cut back to the fight scene. We get to a climactic moment where someone's about to die, and then the two of them just show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we've been saying that a lot, but it's just that makes sense.
It does, yeah. Cause I'm still in the camp that some way V is not dead. No way.
Yeah.
He's not.
100%.
They have.
wants
I
to
mean,
be.
look at Doll. Look at Doll this episode. They had no problem showing that she was fucking dead.
Yeah, but didn't she also have like a huge chunk taken out of her heart?
She had her core taken out.
She had her core taken out, so again,
Which, by the way, that wasn't there, and then suddenly it was when it had to be eaten.
Well, yeah, because you have to show the thing. I'm not gonna call it whatever the community's calling it. No, the thing is eating her heart. Just magically pops out.
yeah.
But then, if that's the case, and it was there, because we see it get eaten at the end of the episode, which means it had to have been there, why didn't she heal like she has with every other injury? that's ever happened?
I don't know. You could ask the same thing. Why didn't she teleport out of the mine shaft immediately instead of just taking, the thing on head first?
Because how would the story progress because of that?
Precisely.
You
Pretty
know,
much, yeah.
You gotta love how she deliberately teleported at the end of the cathedral and not like halfway through, so she could get closer to Uzi. She has to walk.
So that she could do the creepy walk scene?
Exactly. That we just wouldn't have a plotline otherwise. We wouldn't have suspense.
But then also, I don't think I mentioned it during the watch through we did, but notice how completely and utterly unsurprised Doll is to see that, oh well, they actually survived and they made it down after you when your whole plan was to have the Sentinels kill them.
God, she got shafted hard by the show, man.
yeah. There ain't no way she's coming back.
Yeah, that would just feel like the way to end her story.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else we need to add?
I don't think so. I think we covered a pretty good base there.
Yeah.
So with what we discussed, all of that together, how would you sum it up into what we as a team think is going to happen with episode 8? How does the episode begin? How does it continue from episode 7?
I think we are going to... I think they're going to play the theme of, like, not immediately jumping into what happened next. So whether it be a flashback or something involving a side character, I think that's going to probably happen if the last 2-3 episodes are anything to go off of. But then I think it's going to cut back to what happened to Uzi.
Okay. Back to that.
I think we're going to see what happens, and I think we might see like a bit of a reunion with Uzi and her mom, because and try telling her like, oh yeah, that's your mom, and they kind of just awkwardly hugged after that.
The only formal interaction they have is her booting her into the pit.
Yeah, so I could just imagine like Uzi floating in space, and then all of a sudden we see like Nori just floating as well, and it's like an awkward, just an awkward reunion. But then I think something bad is going to happen, and I do think this is probably where we'll see something from Sintessa, because that's the only other entity that was down there. But I also do think that this is going to kind of help explain what happened with the cross, because again, Nori threw the real cross down there. So I think that we're gonna get more details on that, like, oh, maybe there is actually a way to stop the solver. And then I think after that it's just gonna cut to the B plot.
Yeah, back on the surface.
Back on the surface. I think I 100% agree that I think the stuff going on with N is going to directly tie into the stuff going on with Jay, Khan, Lizzie, and Thad. They're probably gonna meet. I'm starting to have second thoughts on if that's where V is going to show up, because like I feel like her reveal is going to be probably towards the end of the episode, but I'm still like questioning myself on how they're going to go about it, because it can't just be a very nonchalant thing, because a lot of the stuff in this show is played off very nonchalant. This has to be a big reveal.
I feel like it's going to be closer to like the mid to end of the episode, where N is in a struggle. He is struggling, and V comes in.
Oh, 100%.
And then they escape.
But I don't think
together.
It's going to be with, or like where, they're fighting on the surface with Jay. I don't think that's...
No. Definitely before that, in the mine shaft.
Yeah.
I could see N getting jumped by Sentinels.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I can also
and
maybe
then they
see...
have to fight together.
Yeah, maybe like N is about to get killed by Sentinel, and then V just comes out of nowhere, and it does a dramatic... a dramatic orchestra, like with a camera panning up to V's face. something like that.
Yeah.
No, Liam be like, "Fuck you! You got sacrificed again." Now that we've kind of discussed everything, do you want to hear a couple of crackpot discarded theories I came up with?
Oh yeah, what a better way
course,
to end this whole thing
yeah,
off.
yeah. Let's hear it, man.
Because I went through a few that I just threw away because they didn't make much sense, and
Take it out of the
especially a
bin and put it
few
here.
from when I thought that was Earth, or from when I thought that was a full exploded planet and just didn't see the planet in the background because I'm blind. First one was, I thought that when Uzi went into the singularity, some bullshit time fuckery happened and she was actually sent back in time to Earth.
Oh.
Or that somehow there would be a case of a reverse switch where the planet does get exploded, but then Absolute Solver bullshits its way into fixing everything.
Huh. Okay.
That's not too crackhead.
Yeah, I was gonna. I'll let you cook. I'll let you cook.
I mean,
But of course, like I said, when I saw the planet in the background, I discarded that theory because I realized that was actually Copper 9, not a full planet.
Yeah.
yeah, that's like a theory you come up with like 5 minutes after the episode.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like most of those types of theories, like after 2 or 3 rewatches, it's just like
You'll
this.
figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also want to share a theory that Tweety came up with when I was rewatching it with him, and he just came up with it on the fly. Is he believes that the null that destroys everything, pulls everything into it, is leads to a pocket dimension, because you cannot
Okay.
truly destroy matter.
Yeah.
The law
not-
of physics, you cannot create and you cannot destroy.
That is the
So
chemical
instead,
reaction,
it goes into like another dimension or another universe, and we just find Earth and all of the cast of Copper 9 and the whole planet just living out their lives inside of this pocket dimension, and the cycle continues. And then he went on to go full crackpot mode, as you Yagster, you know he does,
Oh, of
and
course.
say that, and then they find another sin inside of this pocket universe because it's like another dimension, but then the real sin, after destroying everything, is like, damn, there's nothing left, and goes into it, and then it teams up with itself, and then they have 2 sins, and
Okay,
it was crazy. It was crazy.
That is some.
Sin versus sin.
Yeah, that is some Marvel multiverse shit right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if that happened,
It would
though.
be.
Yeah.
You know, knowing
but
Liam
that-
Vickers, I wouldn't even be surprised.
I wouldn't put it past him. For the longest time, I thought the Sinus tested theory was utter bullshit.
Yeah, we even
You know, that
had
everyone
to we had to formally apologize to Cartoon Universe.
I didn't. I'm not doing that.
You're not doing
I will
that?
not.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Okay,
I never publicly made fun of him.
Oh, okay. Well, neither did I technically until now, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I kind of kept it to myself for most of the time, but like, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't age very well whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
for
did,
sure.
however, publicly make fun of Matt Pat, and I don't regret it.
Okay. Yeah. Sierra does an H&S.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. Where is he
That-
at?
Them actively choosing to make a joke about that in the new merch promo is certainly something.
I love how self-aware and fourth wall breaking glitches.
It's like the Digital Circus episode 2 announcement they did.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Exactly.
That's my favorite merch promo I've ever seen for anything ever.
Oh,
The
100%.
consequences of our actions.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I think that's a good place to end it. I want to thank you guys so much for
Oh, yeah.
for being
course, man.
here. We definitely got our times worth, or I can't speak. We definitely got a good amount of time out of this. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Subscribe to both Yagster and Kano the creator. Links
And
of cour-
Inferno. Gotta
and-
get him to 10K.
Well, yep, almost like 150 left. 150
Nah,
subscribers left.
You'll get it with this video, man. Trust. You got it.
I really hope so. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you guys. I'll leave links to both your channels in the description. And until next time, guys, do you have any final words to say to the people before we end things?
I love being here. To be honest, I wanted to do these kind of videos myself. I just can't stand editing.
Mood.
So Yagsterr was like, hey, you know what? You want to be in these kind of videos, but you don't want to edit it? Be in collabs. Here, I'll hook you up with this cool guy named Inferno YouTube.
It was just gonna be me and him originally, but I'm like, okay, you want to do this too, and just hop in, man.
Yeah.
And also to anyone who's even thinking about subscribing to my channel, I don't do these kind of videos. I make music. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Pretty good music though, for what it's worth.
That reminds me, kind of like my friend Josh, who is also from the UK. He is usually here with my like reacting and talking about murder drones, but he also only does music on his channel at the moment.
Give me the link right now.
He's probably screaming in a corner. He's probably screaming in a corner that he couldn't be here today.
But if you ever have any more like murder drones stuff or just anything in general, honestly, feel free to hit me up.
Yeah.
I know this show inside and out like the back of my hand. I made a whole mini game about it.
Yeah, this show is definitely my biggest hyperfixation right now.
I just want to say, if Zero Destination S is real, I'm quitting this show. I'm not coming back for season 2 because I'm gonna be done.
You know what? I agree too.
Yeah.
Fuck this show.
I am not living in a fucking world where Tessa is sin and Zero Destination S is real. Okay, that's not happening. I am not putting up with that. All right.
I agree. Okay. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribble.